Greetings, I am RSV. Today, I'll be chatting away about the mining base urgent quest. This episode will be a comprehensive guide about how to beat the mining base, so let's dive in. Firstly, let's lay some groundwork. The mining base is a 3-lane defense quest where enemies from the middle lane can become spillage and flow onto the side lanes. The mining base is 8 waves long. Each wave is timed, however, enemies will spawn based on how many are killed and how fast. Should enemies be alive at the end of a wave, they will attempt to detonate on a tower. This can be countered by staggering them, or stunning them before they explode, and using the tower's defensive ability to prevent them from damaging it. The towers themselves have 3 abilities. A damage immunity that will negate damage, and remove growths from the towers instantly, and a heal that will recover some tower health. Each ability is on a charge, and you must collect the collector sign to unlock more ability uses. Each player also has one minimum use of a launcher weapon that does large AoE and consistent DPS to a single target. I recommend saving this for the last waves if you do not have reliant tagging AoE. It is also a vehicle and has a movement ability that moves really quick. This movement ability also ends in a burst of damage. So, what are some important strategies to know? Focus on tagging, not killing. It is more important to tag everything to keep them off towers than kill. If you kill too quickly, you may be overwhelmed by spawning. So tag everything first with large AoE skills. And once everything under control, their defenses have been broken, let the slaughter begin. 1 person per boss, and fight away from the towers. This one is an important one. Ideally there should be at least 2 people per lane, and 2 roamers. So, limiting it to 1 person per boss allows other people to move about more freely, including the person on the boss. If you have a boss, you aren't really locked down, unless the boss has wide sweeping attacks, and can always help clean up towers. Try not to idle as much as possible. If you find yourself idle, and the towers aren't being mowed down, go collect collector sign, or help someone who is solo out. If someone dies with a boss tagged to them and they are near you, revive them as quickly as possible to avoid tower damage. Mistakes happen, and with a lot of people using gear and armor, it is highly possible people may get frozen by an ice lizard and boss might murder them immediately after. Future Rs here, it'll be important to note that there may be a new version of mining base come Retem, as the current mining base is named the Alio mining base. So, there may be a Retem mining base that has a different pattern to the Alio mining base. However, the basic rules will still apply. Onto the waves. Wave 1 is 1 minute and 30 seconds long. No bosses spawn this wave, however all lanes are besieged by enemies. Wave 2. Wave 2 is also 1 minute and 30 seconds long. The difference is towers start spawning this round, and the attack waves no longer spawn all at the same time. Additionally, growths will start appearing on towers, so pay attention. Wave 3. Wave 3 lasts 3 minutes, and all following waves will also last 3 minutes unless I say otherwise. The round starts off by spawning 2 bosses, Big Frogger, Garuga, or Orlon, sometimes 2 of the same boss. After the first 2 waves have been dealt with, a method attack wave will spawn in a single lane. For me, it was down the middle, in the zone the bosses didn't spawn. Wave 4. Wave 4 starts by spawning the tall turret dolls or dots. Shortly after, an emergency alert will trigger, and the manta ray boss will spawn. Wave 4 and onwards, emergency alert can happen, spawning dividing walls to separate the lanes and hinder your defensive effort. This is why it is important to be spread out. So no tower is vulnerable. The alert can also be something like spawning the tower growths on multiple towers at once. Wave 5. Wave 5 is the first appearance of Ragus. This time, it is just a single enemy Ragus, and not the Ragus tank. The Ragus will spawn at the start of the wave, and immediately rush down a lane. It is important to grab it. Shortly after this, a Nogluf or Bujin will spawn in one of the lanes Ragus is not in. Otherwise, fight the bosses away from the towers, and this wave should go smoothly. Wave 6. This wave spawns the Ragus tank at the start, and lasts 4 minutes. 1 person needs to go tag it from the end of the middle lane immediately. Otherwise, everyone else should go clean up mobs. Towers and growths that spawn in this wave. After the waves have been cleaned up, there will be a lull where the Ragus is alone, and you can focus on dealing with the boss. After Ragus is defeated, a Bomb Petter squad will spawn, and if you're timing out, will directly run for a tower to detonate on top of it. Be prepared to pop a shield or remove the wave quickly if this is the case. However, if you are beating the time limit, additional waves will continue to spawn mobs, towers, and dots, as well as growths on the towers. Wave 7 returns to lasting 3 minutes, and can be easily underestimated. A Datal Sword and a Bujin will spawn. It is important, especially for the Datal Sword who spawns on the cliff next to the tower, to tag him before he gets to the tower. You must target his enhanced core to get his attention. Once you have tagged him, keep him away from the tower, or he will do extreme cleave damage to the tower while you fight him. He will spawn a bit into the quest, so make sure there are people on the cliffs to grab him when he spawns. Towards the end of the wave, however, Aragus will spawn. Tag him before he gets too close to the towers. Wave 8. The final wave is the true test lasting 5 minutes. If you have made it to wave 8, your goal should be to hold out as long as possible if your towers are low on health. You only get loot and XP from things that die before the end of the urgent quest. Otherwise, wave 8 starts by spawning Nexalio. He will move fast, so tag him quickly after Nexalio is defeated. Aragus tank will spawn, and will need to have someone at the end of the middle lane to tag the tank immediately again, as this one in particular has a tendency to make a beeline towards the towers if you do not tag it fast enough. After all other mobs have been dealt with, rotate and destroy Ragus, finishing the urgent quest. This has been my mining base guide, and I hope it has been helpful. For more information on each wave, you can refer to the map displayed in each wave segment. While there will be some variance in each urgent, the pattern should be fairly consistent. The map should be sped up to at least ×2, so feel free to mute me and reduce video speed to get a better understanding of how mining base works if you would like to. Otherwise, I have been RSV. I hope my guide was useful to you. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.